The Portfolio Committee on Land Reform and Rural Development held a meeting with a high-level delegation representing AmaZulu monarch King MisuZulu KaZwelithini on the challenges facing the Ingonyama Trust Board. The committee had previously raised concerns over the trust's affairs following a court finding that the trust and its board acted unlawfully and in violation of the constitution by concluding residential lease agreements with persons living on the land held in trust by Ingonyama Committee Chair Albert Mncwango joins us to expand the conversation. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, I understand that you had this meeting and were able to table some solutions and ideas. What was the outcome of your meeting?
Good evening. Yes, we had a very fruitful meeting yesterday with the high-powered delegation of His Majesty the King. And I mean, our mission as this committee was actually to go and listen to the concerns of His Majesty, especially after he had actually made some very, very serious public utterances in relation to the operations of the board. So we felt that we needed to go and listen very attentively to what His Majesty was actually concerned about. And indeed, he sent his high-powered delegation, and we had a very good interaction and engagement with the King's delegation.
So we know that the Ingonyama Trust Board has faced many challenges. In fact, addressing his subjects during an imbizo held in Nongoma last week, Friday, we heard King MisuZulu accusing a political party of destabilizing both entities. And in that regard, I mean, what sort of response do you have to that as you engaged with the King and got a better sense of the dynamics at play, according to him?
Yeah, our visit started yesterday.
Yes.
We had actually decided to touch base with His Majesty first. And today we had also an even more fruitful meeting with AmaKhosi as the beneficiaries of Ingonyama Trust. And we also had an occasion of actually talking to the MEC for Kokta in the province. So on Thursday, we will actually be meeting with the ITB board to also listen to their side of the story. So we, as a committee, we do not have a position yet, because what we are about here is we are actually on a listening mission. So after we have completed our visit here in KwaZulu-Natal, we are going to go back to Cape Town, and then we are going to meet, synthesize the report, and then assess and evaluate what we have heard and seen, and then compile a comprehensive report for tabling before the full National Assembly, where the debates will then ensue.
What are your thoughts around some of the relevant legislation and policies regarding the disbursement of funds to deserving communities living on the Ingonyama Trust land?
You see, once we have completed our listening campaign, we will then look at all the things that people have advanced. Indeed, in our discussion, especially with AmaKhosi, it came out very sharply that perhaps we need to go and look into the legislation as it stands right now, and actually see if it does help the impasse that actually exists between the ITB and the chairperson of the board, and also the entire structure of the legislation within which the Ingonyama Trust operates. We need to actually look at that. If actually there is a need for an amendment, yes, of course, we are a portfolio committee, we are legislators, we are lawmakers. It is within our powers to actually pilot an amendment of any legislation if that is actually going to bring about stability in the operations of Ingonyama Trust.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much for weighing in on the discussion. Of course, as we leave it there, joined there by the committee chair, Albert Mncwango, of the Portfolio Committee on Land Reform and Rural Development, weighing in on the high-level meeting that was held with the AmaZulu monarch.